The COVID-19 Supreme Committee, chaired by His Excellency Sayyid Hamoud bin Faisal Al Busaidi, Minister of Interior, followed up the developments of the pandemic and its prevention procedures to curb its spread. The meeting discussed the developments of the new strains of the virus and its dangers at the world level. The committee also studied a notable increase in previous days in the number of infected cases and in patients at ICUs and wards of the hospitals in the Sultanate. In addition, not adhering to the precautionary measures approved by the specialized bodies, particularly holding large social gatherings, not wearing face masks, and not maintaining social distance, in addition to some entities not adhering to conditions stipulated by the concerned authorities to practice their activities. Based on the recommendations of the specialized technical team, the Supreme Committee has decided, effective of tomorrow, Thursday 28th of January 2021, until further notice, to ban all social gatherings of all kinds, suspend opening face-to-face education in colleges and universities, suspending expansion of blended learning in all stages of government schools, suspending holding events, activities and international conferences in the Sultanate, as well as local sports activities and exhibitions of all kinds. The Supreme Committee advises citizens and residents not to travel abroad during the coming period except for extreme necessity, particularly with a number of countries taking strict measures on traveling, and also advises to suspend traveling for official missions and international participations. The Ministry of Health announced that the total number of COVID-19 cases registered in the Sultanate reached 133,574, while the total number of deaths reached 1,525. The total recovered cases reached 126,486, which is 95% of the total recovery rate. The ministry indicated that the total number of inpatients during 24 hours reached 93, among which are 36 in intensive care units. With the notable increase in the numbers of infected cases, the ministry stressed on the need to adhere to the precautionary measures to limit the spread of the pandemic. The strategic orientation of the labor market, according to Oman Vision 2040, includes finding an attractive job market for efficiencies and enhance employment in accordance with the evolving labor market. His Excellency Dr. Mahad bin Saeed Ba'ouin, Minister of Labor, emphasized on that during the ministry's conference, in which he reviewed the implementation plan for the sectors of human resources development, labor, where the labor market was diagnosed for training replacements and employment opportunities. For his part, His Excellency Sayyid Salim bin Musallim Al Busaidi, Under Secretary of the Ministry of Labor for Human Resources Development, pointed out that more than 7,600 jobs will be provided by replacing these jobs with jobs occupied by expatriate workforce in the government sector, where the ministry will announce next week some of the vacancies available in public and private sectors. Moreover, 10,000 job seekers will be trained within the program as well as training 3,000 others within the entrepreneurships program, business for small and medium enterprises, and training 6,000 job seekers through the training programs associated with the operational and training on the job and in the framework of support various sectors. OQ held its first energy efficiency conference, which was an opportunity to engage with all the energy efficiency stakeholders from across the Sultanate. More details in the following report.
Energy efficiency is of great importance to the social development, economic growth, and clean energy transitions. Hence, OQ held its first energy efficiency conference, which shed light on sustainability issues, greenhouse emissions, and increasing demand on energy.
This conference is one of the first conferences in the energy efficiency side We are trying to create a platform to bring people together, to share best practices and knowledge about this very important aspect of our industry. It is important that we become more efficient to stay more competitive in a very demanding world today. Oman needs to still reach further steps for us to achieve the energy efficiency that we aspire to. This is also links very well to the Vision 2040 aspirations that we have. And inshallah, for Oman, again, for us to play a major role in the integrated energy markets globally.
A wide range of themes were addressed at the event, including global landscape and outlook of energy efficiency, and related opportunities and challenges in both industrial and building sectors of the country.
The Sultanate has spent a lot of effort, and we produce energy at very high standard. It's time to be very wise in using this energy, and time to focus on the best utilization. Energy costs money to produce, and if we are not efficient in putting this energy toward a good use, it's a money and effort wasted. We thank OQ for their effort to ignite this interest within the industry and in the Sultanate, and hopefully this will be followed by a lot of project on the ground for energy efficiency to make this energy pillar more evidence and more attractive for the stakeholders in Oman, inshallah.
My involvement today was really to actually showcase the energy strategy of the vision and with our ambitious target of 60% renewables. Obviously, due to the short time that we have in here, I was just able to kind of give people here a taste or a glimpse of the hard work that we have been doing in the past 4 years, trying to calculate the need and the demand of energy in the next 20 years for Oman, and then how we could supply them in the most economically viable way.
The conference also witnessed presenting some successful case studies of implementing energy efficiency measures in the oil and gas industry of Oman. The endeavor here is to enhance the energy efficiency market due to its economic, social, and environmental benefits for the country. Saleh Bakhalfan al-Rahbi, Sultanate of Oman Television, Muscat.
The Minister of Education and Oman Telecommunications Company Omantel signed an agreement to develop the information technology and programming curricula for the basic education stage. The agreement stipulates that Omantel, within its social responsibility, will support the project according to specifications provided by the ministry and in accordance with the educational curriculum adopted in the Sultanate. This partnership aims to develop an educational curriculum to provide students with the skills of the future and the fourth industrial revolution in line with Oman's 2040 vision, which aims to create a knowledge-based economy. The agreement was signed by Her Excellency Dr. Madiha bint Ahmed al-Shibaniya, Minister of Education, and Talal bin Saeed al-Ma'mari, Chief Executive Officer of Omantel. Still to come in our news bulletin. French sailor vows to take ocean's trash with his manta. Welcome back. A pro-settler group said today that Israel's West Bank settlers' population has grown at a far higher rate than the country as a whole over the last 4 years, a period that coincides with the Trump administration's unprecedented acceptance of settlement activity. The report by West Bank Jewish Population Statistics shows the settlers' population growing by around 13% since the start of 2017 to reach 475,481. During the same period, Israel's population grew by around 8% 50% to reach nearly 9.3 million. The group's report does not include the annexed East Jerusalem home to more than 200,000 settlers. The West Bank settler population grew by 2.62 in 2020 compared to 1.7% in Israel as a whole. Israel captured the West Bank and East Jerusalem in the 1967 war, and the Palestinians want both as part of their future states. The settlers and their supporters view the West Bank as the biblical and historical heartland of the Jewish people and are opposed to any partition. Indonesia's most active volcano erupted today with a river of lava and searing gas clouds flowing 1,500 meters down its slopes. It was Mount Merapi's biggest lava flow since authorities raised its danger level in November. Authorities in November had evacuated nearly 2,000 people living on the mountain in Magelang and Sleman districts on the Java island, but most have since returned. The alert was being maintained at the second highest level, and authorities told people to stay out of the existing 5 kilometers danger zone around the crater as the local administrations in central Java and Yogyakarta provinces closely monitor the situation. The 2,968-meter volcano is on the densely populated islands of Java and near the ancient city of Yogyakarta. It is the most active of dozens of Indonesia's volcanoes and has repeatedly erupted with lava and gas cloud recently. Merapi's last major eruption in 2010 killed 347 people. A potent atmospheric river barreled ashore in Northern California, bringing downpours that threatened to unleash destructive debris following from flows from wildfire, burns, scars, as well as heavy snow from blizzard conditions in the Sierra Nevada. The National Weather Service issued a rare blizzard warning for Lake Tahoe and much of the Sierra, forecasting up to 2 meters of snow falling on upper elevations and winds in exceeds of 160 kilometers per hour over ridge tops. A warning was also issued for widespread high avalanche danger on the eastern slopes of the Sierra because of heavy snow combining with the wind from today through Friday morning. French skipper Vian Bourgogne and his NGO, the Sea Cleaners, presented a model of a boat that self-recycles collected plastic trash from seas. More details in the following report.
It's a huge sailing boat, which was presented yesterday in Paris and aims to clean plastic from the ocean. Slated to be built starting late 2021, the boat uses renewable energy, partly from the processing of collected plastic trash, to function autonomously. Bourgogne developed the vessel, which he says can sail the world's oceans scooping up plastic garbage to stop it blighting the marine environment, and then converts the waste into fuel to help power the boat.
I have the pleasure to show you for the first time the last version of the boat Manta from Sea Cleaners. This boat will be able to collect about 5,000 to 10,000 tons of plastic at the top of the ocean every year. So we hope to see this boat in 2024 sailing over the world to collect the plastic.
Yvan Bourgogne has spent his career racing sailing vessels around the globe as a competitive yachtsman. Over the years, he said, his encounters with floating carpets of trash become more and more frequent. That inspired his new venture, the Manta, a 56-meter-long catamaran that Bourgogne and his team have designed and hope to turn into a working prototype that can be launched in 2024. As it moves through the water, conveyor belts scoop up waste, it's sorted, then fed into a burner that melts the plastic, producing gas which drives a turbine and in turn generates electricity for the boat's system to use. Solar cells arrayed on the boat's deck, high-tech sails and wind turbines will supplement the power sources, so the boat can be around 70% self-sufficient in energy, according to Vernon. He said that if 400 of the boats were to be made, they could clean up 1/3 of the plastic debris in the oceans.
You're watching the Sultanate of Oman television, and before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main points. The COVID-19 Supreme Committee decides to ban all social gatherings of all kinds, starting from tomorrow, Thursday, until further notice. The Minister of Health confirms an increase in the number of COVID-19 infected cases and stresses on the need to strictly adhere to the precautionary measures to limit the spread of the pandemic further. With the local and international participation, the OQ conference reviews investment opportunities in the field of energy and their importance in enhancing the economic growth. And an agreement to develop the information technology and programming curricula for the basic education stage is signed. And with that, we do conclude this news bulletin, brought to you live from this news center of the Sultanate of Oman television. Now, we all have got to work together to prevent the spread of coronavirus. Remember, mask is one of the important things. Social distancing is another thing that we need to follow. So stay safe and healthy. Let's all work together to prevent the coronavirus infection. Good.